Hi, Damien here at Slotcar. I'm going to do a little bit of track modification because I've got a small problem. We've got quite a long straight here on the track that we're building, but because we've got a large double lane pit and also a smaller pit for the safety car, there isn't quite enough room to get everything in that we need. Let's have a look at what the problem is. What we want to have is the exit here so the pace car can get out of its pit, but we also want cars that are racing to be able to change lanes on the single lane change here, so that if they happen to be in the outside lane they can have a last minute decision to enter the pits if they need to, and our pit entry is just past this piece. So what we need to do is we need to join these two pieces together. The way I'm going to do that is firstly to cut on the inside of the rail right in the corner as neatly as possible and take off this whole side of this single lane change. Then I'm going to get this Carrera Digital narrow section exit piece and I'm going to make the same cut on the inside of the rail, and I'm going to remove the outside. Once I've done that, I'll be able to join these two pieces together. I've got a craft knife here. I'm going to make sure the blade's sharp by just making sure it's got a nice new sharp end on it. And I'm going to go down the inside of the rail nice and close to the side, and I'm going to go lightly at first and then cut deeper as I go to try and make as neat a cut as possible. I've made about half a dozen passes with the knife and I'm almost through. It's much easier to cut than what you think. A few little sticky bits, but that's really just coming away pretty easily. And hopefully it'll be a nice neat cut. Looks good. Maybe a little tickle up with some sandpaper before I glue it together, but I think that'll be perfect. Okay, exactly the same thing. I'll make sure that wire's out of the way before I start cutting. Double check, good to go. I can feel that I'm almost there. Doesn't take much. Wow, just like that. So these are our two pieces to join together. They'll need a little bit of a sand there to make it neat. I can feel there's a few little bumps, but that'll be pretty straightforward. Okay, a bit of sandpaper here. I'll just practice on the soft cut just to see how we go. So the sandpaper's on a flat surface, and that comes up pretty easy, so that'll be good. This is the single lane change piece. And the pit exit piece. To find out how we're going and if it's all working okay, I might just install some of these other pieces, and that'll let me know if everything's neat enough and fits together right. And if it needs a little more sanding, then I'll find out once I get it together. There we go. It actually looks pretty good. So I was going to glue this together, but I've actually decided I'm just going to use a soldering iron and just give it a wee melt along the line where the two edges meet up. So this here is the join between the two track pieces, and with the soldering iron I'm just going to melt the plastic just to neaten it, put it together. I probably don't even need to do this really, because the fact that the track's all joined into other pieces, it'll hold together pretty well. But if I just do this, at least it'll seem a bit neater, and it's pretty easy. I'm just melting just that surface of the plastic really, just to join the gap. Okay, this little wire needs to be connected again. So if we have a look, we can just check that it's on the right rail. So the black wire is on this close rail, and the close rail here. The red wire on the far of the two to the far of the two here. So we know that we've got it in the right spot. Of course, the cover's not going to fit back on now as it did before, because we've got all this in the way. So let's just line it up where it would have been, which is about here, and we'll just look at where this rail goes through. Just going to overlay that offcut piece, and I'm going to make a mark here with a pencil. I'll cut down that mark and we'll screw back on what we can. I've scored a line there with the blade, and just like I did when I cut the track, I'll just go through that a few times, and slowly it'll get deeper and deeper until we can separate the two pieces. Okay, so now we've cut just about right through, so we'll break that off and see if that fits up. Got to get it the right way around, of course. Perfect. So here is our completed track piece. Our safety car can leave the pits. Our racing cars can enter across their pits, sharing the same piece. This whole job probably took me, I don't know, 10 minutes at the most. Really easy to do, absolutely seamless and neat. You couldn't even tell that it wasn't a factory track piece. This was a really easy and a really successful track modification. It took about 10 minutes, didn't take any specialist tools. The finish I've got is as good as you would get. Looks like a factory track piece. The first time you cut up your own track, I know it's pretty daunting, but you own it, you can do what you like with it, and it's not hard to get a really good result. It means you can do so many things that you can't do with track just out of the box. If you've enjoyed our video, please consider us next time you want to make a slot car purchase. We ship all over the world, we're incredibly fast, and we'd love to help you. Thanks for watching.